If you put in sound effects with this, I had to do it. I played around. I was like, man, if you do this, this is a straight up Looney Tunes cartoon. You wouldn't know the difference. Mummy 2017. But that sounds like a science fiction story, don't it? Like a robotic cyborg mummy running around. The Mummy 2017, directed by Ridley Scott.
Oh no.
Mummy runner.
It's gonna be a pyramid chasing him at the end.
Why does that mummy look like a dick? What the hell's going on here?
Oh, but look, everybody's talking about, man, if you ain't got no universe, then you ain't got no universe. Quit bullshitting. Quit trying to pull it out just because somebody else did it. And you know who you are. Now, people have been accusing us of being Marvel bitches, which I say I am, but I'm more in admiration of the business model. They had a person with vision. They had a person who was a storyteller, and they let this one person guide where this big grand story of theirs is going to go, and they planned it out ahead of time. We don't hate DC, but it was not planned.
Sure. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to say you marvel at, but you admire what Marvel did.
You know you wanted to. You said that shit, man.
Your tongue hard there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better, y'all.
I got a problem. I'm trying to kick it.
What you really do? Your puns are a problem now. Like you doing them when you don't even know. We got to put you in rehab, man.
But you admire the structure, the strategy that they built. And even with a couple of stumbles, they still have put this thing together well.
Yeah.
And you know what you're getting into. And sure, people want to go like, well, it's formula. But it's like, hey, it's a formula that works.
That works. And if you notice, when they have stuff planned ahead of time, when they stumble with something, they can get that shit right back on track.
Yeah.
They know where they're going.
That's the most impressive thing to me, is how quickly they can bounce back.
Yeah.
And they've put it together so well now that they can do things that they can take chances and do weird shit.
Exactly. Marvel will, they've been working hard. They'll fall asleep at the wheel and they'll wake back up and like, well, shit, I know I'm going.
I'm good.
I'm good. I got the GPS on.
While DC's still buying tires for the car.
Yeah. Hopefully Wonder Woman, that'll change things. We'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully.
They started.
Yeah. Really, really, really enjoyed that movie. But Universal comes in like, look.
Hey, what about us?
You can talk. They're talking about you can talk all the shit you want to, but we have the right to do a universe because we started this shit. And we did it. We didn't have to do it with superheroes or fantasy or anything like that. We did it with monsters. Back in the day, Frankenstein was over at Dracula's house drinking, Wolfman crashing the party every now and then. They go swim in the pool with the Black Lagoon creature. They were all they were homies back in the day.
It was a monster match.
it was a graveyard.
Go ahead, it's yours now.
I tried to throw it at you, man. The alley-oop.
No, I did too much already.
No, but they said we started the shit. So we should be able to pick it back up. The OGs, the originators right here. And a lot of people are saying, okay, you know what? You got that. Let's see what you got. And they said, oh, let me reach my ass up in here. Got that dark universe for you, which is going to be...
Surprise!
It is a reimagining and a rebooting of all their classic creatures. Like we said, Frankenstein's monster, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man. We have the Phantom of the Opera. Of course, you can't forget Dracula, and we gotta represent, gotta have that feminist side. So got that Bride of Frankenstein.
Something always irked me about this. I guess this universe they're gonna start. All these people have powers, but the Phantom of the Opera is just kidnapping bitches. And they're just like, yeah, we're going to put him on the team, too.
But he got that voice, though.
Yeah. Man, he's got the power of song.
Yeah. He can play that organ, man. Like nobody can.
That going to help us?
Yeah, he's just Bill Cosby with a broken plate on his face.
No, man. He plays the theme when all the monsters jump in and do that thing.
That's The Walking Dead. Stop.
They all need that theme music, man.
Sure, why not?
I'll compose, bitch. So he got them. But to kick things off, they got the Mummy. And with the Mummy, now with this new Mummy that they have here, they kind of sticking to some of the themes that we're familiar with, except for one thing. This time, the Mummy is a woman. and she's fine as hell. And she says, you know what? You know a woman want power bad, boy. And if you don't give it to her, she loses her mind.
She gonna take it.
She gonna take, if I gotta come back from the goddamn grave and get it. And that's what happened. We had the mummy here back in her mere mortal days, who's played by Sophia Boutella. She wanted power so bad that when she saw that her father had a son and she was gonna get put out the picture, she says, "Fuck that! I'm killing all you motherfuckers. I'm taking out daddy. I'm taking out my stepmom, and then I'm taking out that little bastard over there too. Don't give a fuck." Oh, but she made a deal with evil itself, and there's always a price to pay for that. And she didn't get too far before she was mummified alive. But hundreds of years later, that old fucking Tom Cruise, man, running around everywhere, had to come out there and
Ooh, what does this do?
Yeah, didn't even ask. Got a gun and just they told him, man, don't fuck with things around here. No, I want to open this shit here.
Like a brain damaged Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, they shooting that shit right there. You know what it does. And of course, because Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise, like, hey, I can do anything. Fucking around and release this bitch again, and now she says, you know what? I'm taking over the world and picking up where I left off.
Now that I'm back.
Now that I'm back. Let's just say that you stumbled into the theater and you walked into the movie. I don't know. You didn't know what it was about.
This isn't Wonder Woman.
Yeah. You know, you sit up there like, what the hell am I watching? You know, I don't get all this right here.
They bounced you from the woman-only screening of Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
You're like, well, I guess this mummy movie is playing. I'll go see that.
Oh, you don't even know. So you know how it is. Your cheap ass sneaking in the movies where you walk in and sit down like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Well, the movie's gonna let you know real quick and in a hurry that you are watching something about evil and monsters. Russell Crowe got you. Russell, even when he's not on the screen and he's narrating for flashbacks back in the day, I want you to pay attention. He's going to say, he's going to let you know several times throughout the film, if you know nothing else, you are in for some monsters and evil.
She made a choice to embrace evil. Armanet was reborn. A monster.
Now, did you take note? Because if you forgot, don't worry about it. Because years later, when Russell Crowe reveals himself to be Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll of the comedy duo Jekyll and Hyde, he still got you. I mean, there's going to be some parts in the movie where you're going to be like, I still don't get what's happening here. What is this about? No shit. Throughout the movie, they keep saying in the same scenes, monsters and evil. You are in a world of monsters and evils. Evil and monsters. Russell Crowe ain't gonna let you forget.
From the Latin, monstrum vel prodigio. A warning of monsters.
Forgive the state of things. We had very little time to prepare for our guest. And only the information Jennifer provided to go.
Well, he has that look on his face the whole movie. Tom Cruise like, what the fuck?
Well, I'm sorry. You put that little ting in there, and it looked like he was looking around going, where's that ting?
What is this about again?
Somebody fix that.
And the business being
Evil. She is by far the most ancient we've ever encountered.
Oh, come on. What I do?
Yeah, she like, I'm gonna counter your ass when I bring out these chains right here. Let me out this motherfucker.
He's practically Mermaid Man in this. How many times he says, evil!
Oh, no! Did you not do
Mermaid Man?
Yeah, every other line or every scene, he mentions it at least once.
And if there's a monster there, evil's right around the corner. If that
Yeah.
monster's up there, or that evil's there, there's a monster right behind them. There's so many scenes where they keep saying, evil, monster, monster, evil, in the same scene, sometimes in the same sentences. And it's at this point here, you're looking at this, and what he's doing here, he runs an organization called
Shield.
Close enough. Well, can we take that answer? It's accepted.
All right, got it.
The answer we were looking for was prodigium. I think that's it. Yeah, prodigium. And prodigium, it is a shield organization. It's a secret organization where it might as well be like the X-Files or something.
It's the League of Extremely Ordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah. They just take all these dark secrets that the rest of the world doesn't know about,
Which Mr. Hyde was a part of.
and they protect people from these dark things that people shouldn't know and could possibly destroy the world. Now, at this point, you see right here that, this is ripping off some things that you've seen already. and I don't want to keep talking about Marvel, but let's just admit it. This dude is Nick Fury and this shit is S.H.I.E.L.D. Corey already said it. Let's quit bullshitting around and call it for what it is. But that's just a hint that this movie right here, that's the first hint. For me, again, we won't let everybody else talk, but for me, it's the first hint that this movie just doesn't know what it wants to be. It wants to have the exotic horror of the 1932 Mummy with Boris Karloff.
The mummy. Is it dead or alive? Human or inhuman?
Boy, man, people scream like bitches back then.
What the fuck was that? Is the scene done? All right, got it.
Can I have my check now?
Yeah, somebody dress up a goat like a human.
And brings a scream to your lips.
I hope he was fired right after that. Like, what are you doing? Get out.
Man, give me your dick right now. You ain't using it. Scream like an old woman. It also is taken a lot from the 1999 Mummy.
Oh, yeah.
It's taken from that. It's taken the cues from the comedy that was in there and also the adventure. I would even say that it's taken more from the 1999 Mummy with Branden Frasier than it is taken from the classic Mummy from 1932.
Yeah. Sure.
Shit, I'm surprised in here that they didn't go deep and just open up a bowl of yummy mummy, eat that shit in front of everybody. After a while, it just gets messy. You have 4 people that I know of at least that are writing on this thing. David Coeb, Christopher McQuarrie, Dylan Cussman, and you got Alec Kurtzman, the guy who directed this.
Well, it seems like Christopher McQuarrie is Tom Cruise's personal writer.
Because of the
he wrote
Impossible?
Mission Impossible, he did Last Mission Impossible, and the Jack Reacher movies.
This has little to no originality. They stumble upon a mummy thing again. There's Tom Cruise in the Brendan Fraser role and the blonde-headed chick playing Brendan Fraser's wife that was
Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz. So you're like, all right, I understand you got to have, a lot of movies share, a male lead and a female counterpart. But it got to the point where it's like, all right, I don't know if you want this to be something original or you're just trying so hard to do homage, you're copying your old films.
It almost feels like someone started the Brendan Fraser Mummy at the start of it. It's like, wait, what? I thought this was new. It's really confusing.
It's like one guy is an action writer, and another guy is a comedy writer.
Yeah.
And another one knows how to put in special effects. and another one used to work on the Brendan Fraser mummies.
Yeah. And they never talk to each other.
Yeah.
And none of these people,
they all write scenes and just submitting them.
nobody sent an email or a text. Nobody tried to call to coordinate with each other. One person came in. He was so confused. He's like, fuck it. I'm just going to make this a cartoon. No bullshit. There's a point in here where Tom Cruise actually becomes, he might as well be Roger Rabbit. I looked at this, and if I played around, now if this was the tone of the whole film, that would be all right. But some of it's dark, some of it's they're trying to go to like serious horror elements, some of it's like true adventure. But this shit right here, this cartoon don't fit. If you put in sound effects with this, I had to do it. I played around. I was like, man, if you do this is a straight up Looney Tunes cartoon. You wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah.
In fact, it made more sense to put that shit in there.
It did. And that's the problem, because it's 4 different types of movies that are tumbling over and over.
I didn't even show you the part where Tom Cruise, where he rolled out the truck. Tom Cruise has no bones in this. Tom Cruise is made
Stretch Armstrong in this.
He's made out of complete rubber. That motherfucker will roll down a hill full of spiky leaves and branches and rocks, and not a scratch is on his ass. There's a point the mummy picks his ass up and ragdolls his ass on concrete. He don't feel it.
Well, there's supposed to be an explanation for that.
There is.
Okay, the explanation is, though, it goes that way, but it doesn't say you can't get hurt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he screams.
I mean,
the thing is, it's no different than what Bruce Willis does in Die Hard 2 through 5.
Yeah, but
Or John Wick in both movies.
it's like if they were consistent with it and they did say, all right, so maybe there's some magic involved here and he's invincible and he'll never get hurt.
Well, they kind of did.
But the thing is, there are some parts in there where he still does get hurt. He has bones when it fits the plot.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's also true.
It's intermittent.
Yeah, there's a part where like the mummy been tossing his ass around all over the place, and he just been like, all right, I don't feel nothing. And then she hits the back of his knee, and he's like, oh shit, oh! And I was like, what? You have an Achilles knee or something?
Because
Because
he just figured out it could be broken. What?
yeah.
Well, he's like LeBron James. He likes to flop.
Okay. Well, she flopped his ass all around in this movie, and he didn't feel a fucking thing until she hit the back of that one knee. Oh, God. Even she was like, fuck, I didn't do nothing to you.
God damn you, plot convenience.
I like Tom Cruise in the movie. I like the scenes that he's in. Some of the stuff that he does in the movie, and some of the scenes that he's in, the action scenes especially, where they're over the top. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're overblown. And they're full of CG. But if you treat it like a universal ride, some of these things are cool. That scene on the plane.
Yeah. No, I was watching that, admiring what it took to put all that together.
Yeah, well, the way they're floating around is almost like watching an anti-gravity fight or something that's going on. Yeah. And I thought, all right, you know what? At least they're delivering at the moments where they want to have big spectacles and set pieces. They put some imagination into it.
Yeah, that was the one spot in this movie where I say they didn't 100% fail, because the airplane scene was really great, and then we showed a clip of them falling down that hill in the van, which was really cool too.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, like I'm really liking the disaster parts of this disaster movie because I appreciate what you're doing with it, and that's one of the things that I feel like taking all the things that they took from the original the Branden Frasier Mummy movies, that they kind of stepped that up when it came to that.
Yeah, we call Tom Cruise an asshole. He ain't never been as much of an asshole as he was in this movie. I'm talking about straight up asshole, greedy, cowardly, full of himself. Me.
It's funny you say that, because I felt like they didn't go far enough with that.
And they didn't. There are some great lines in here that, because this girl that he's with, he don't give a fuck about her.
Nobody does. And she's terrible.
And the funny thing, about it is that there's a part in here where she says, I see good in you, and he's trying to lie to her. He's trying to make her feel good. And he's like, I want to be that person, but it's just not in my nature.
Man, okay, that's one of the biggest things about this movie that pissed me the fuck off, was when it's like, all right, with the Branden Frasier one, he was willing to let that girl die a couple of times. He was like, all right, I'm just gonna throw you over the edge. I hope you make it. But with this, like, he always goes back to save her. It's like, apparently y'all only had like a one-night stand. Why do you love this chick?
And there's a part in the movie, this is what I love about it, because there's a part in the movie where they're in danger, both of them, and Tom Cruise said, fuck this, I'm gonna do what Tom does best, run. Yeah. And he leaves her behind.
And it's hilarious.
And it's hilarious. Yeah. And he even says, y'all watching the same movie I am. Y'all know ain't no chemistry between us. Right. Y'all don't even care about this bitch. Why should I? Y'all ain't room for her.
Yeah, like in the original one, you're like, it's a will they or won't they thing. It's like, in this one, I hope they don't, because he okay.
Yeah. He's like, shit, man, you ain't nothing there. Y'all don't like her. I don't like her. I already hit that ass.
Right. Yeah, he got what he wanted.
I got mine. She better get hers and quit trying to run after me. She's one of those women who's supposed to play a smart role, but she's just there to, first of all, be eye candy. We're talking about Annabelle Wallace. She's supposed to be some archaeologist here, but she's just there.
Yeah, she's an archaeologist who spent more time styling her hair.
Yeah.
Than learning
she's
about
there for Tom Cruise to fuck. She's there to come after Tom Cruise because, well, I'm not going to say I'm into assholes, but I am into assholes. And plus, I think I can change him.
Man, for somebody that watches a lot of like National Geographic and Discovery Channel, I've never seen an archaeologist go out to the site in full makeup and hair blown out. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. As much as I loved him being an asshole, in a couple of scenes that he was in, they just don't follow through with it, because in the movie, he's underwritten. He spends most of his time getting his ass beat, getting his ass chased. And that thing with Jake Johnson and him, I didn't like that. I didn't like Jake Johnson at all, because Jake Johnson was just whining, where are you going? Don't leave me.
I appreciated it in the beginning. In the beginning, it was all right, we're going to have this Nathan Drake Sully relationship. Yeah. All right, cool, I'm fine with that. But once it keeps going on, you're just like, I hate this guy. Please die. And then, but that don't stop him.
But no, it don't stop him. And the main reason why I didn't like it is because I like Jake Johnson. And I'll show you Jake Johnson right here. Jake Johnson, y'all seen him on
New Girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the guy. I've seen him in movies where I thought that he was one of the only things that I liked.
Jurassic World.
I thought he would have been annoying, but I like him.
Safety Not Guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at him here, it's not the actor. And like I said, I love Tom Cruise, but Tom Cruise can even salvage a lot of these scenes, because in those scenes they have really terrible dialogue.
Yeah.
I'm talking about lazy sitcom jokes, corny as hell. And the relationship with them could have been cool had they not been popping off these jokes that came straight off of Full House.
I'm thinking! What are you thinking? I'm thinking we're probably gonna die here.
Ray!
Oh, shit. Tom Cruise reminded me of Ray all through this movie.
Oh, I know. You know, it's, man.
That's all I can think about.
All these corny-ass punchlines and all this sitcom dialogue they had. And again, it goes back to just, when you have so many writers on this, sometimes it works. I mean, I'm not going to say it never does, because sometimes we see it, but a lot of movies we see where there's a lot of writers, dialogue goes way by the side because everybody's just trying to write big set pieces for the film. Yeah. Dialogue is secondary, and we don't need it. But I can let it go, but when you have something where it's dependent on you, like how these guys are bonding in their friendship, if the dialogue is bad, then the relationship to me is weak.
Yeah.
They make it known that he's a thief. He's in the military, but he is breaking the law. Yeah. He's out there stealing antiques and artifacts and selling them on the black market. He's a sergeant on a mission. He could go to jail for this. And his superior, court-martial. His superior, played by Courtney Vance, shows up, and he's like, I know what you guys are doing. I'm on to you. Oh, get back to work.
Yeah.
I'm like, but how the
you
fuck?
crazy kids.
But you just said, like, we can't prove it. Like, y'all got drones, man. Like, I know how the military works.
You can't prove it, but you ain't gonna let a thieving motherfucker go back out there and start doing the same shit he was doing before.
It's Courtney B. Vance, man. Come on.
I mean, if nothing else, if you can't prove he's stealing, you can prove he's not doing his fucking job.
But you know, Courtney B. Vance, he was like, listen, I'm only here for one day shoot.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
I ain't gonna prosecute.
Hey, he got a check. I didn't. You know.
Let the next guy do it.
The slowest stab in film history.
You let me know if I'm nitpicking, but they say clearly at the beginning of the movie, you see the scenery, you see the motifs, you see the pyramids, you see sand dunes. The mummy was buried in Egypt. How the fuck did she end up in Iraq?
That's true. They never explained how that happened. They marveled that it happened, but they never explained how it
explained it. Did they? They did. They said there was a reason why they took her far away from Egypt because she was a problem.
Yeah, they did say that they.
Okay, yeah. All right. That's all. I missed it. I mean, I will not call it out.
I had more of a thing where, and we've seen it in the clips where she's in London and she comes to power and she's controlling sand and glass like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, so I forgot what her original goal was, because it seems like she's got all the power to do whatever she wants.
Man, Martin, that movie had to happen. Don't question it. No, the movie had to happen.
No, you have to come back so I can. Oh, well, if I can do all this, then never mind. I got it.
Martin. No.
Already pretty awesome.
I was scared to even go that far because I fucked up on Iraq. So I was gonna walk away. But you're right. She's the all-knowing, all-powerful bitch of all times, now. Yeah. So how the hell did they just tranquilize her ass that easily?
Right.
Some creature they didn't even know about and just shackle her ass down in chains like she on a slave ship and she don't break loose. If she can teleport, if she can get in people's minds, if she can do all this cool, badass shit, how they gonna put your ass down in slave chains?
Well, what more does she want?
If she is all-powerful, because she's trying to get a body, a vessel, to bring back Set. Yeah,
it was pretty much the Egyptian Satan.
She just needs a body. She don't give a fuck who it is. But for some reason, she gotta have that Tom Cruise. She looking at his ass hard. She thirsting for that Cruise right there.
I want that shredded 55-year-old man.
The moment she set eyes on him and she was touching his abs and shit, I'm like, we driving by a gym right now. You can go in there and get about 10 guys that look like him.
No. I want this one.
They're all at least a foot taller.
Yeah, shit. That the Egyptian god gonna be cramped in that little 5-foot body coming in. Damn, you couldn't get somebody 6'3" or higher?
Nah.
Most of the problems of this, where they're trying to set up this dark universe, it's not even like I'm gonna call them out on trying to mimic Marvel, because this trend has happened before.
Yeah.
This trend, it might not have happened this way, but when Harry Potter came out, everybody was trying to start their 9-movie franchise for their fantasy books. Golden Compass ended on a cliffhanger that we never came to, never saw in the movies.
Right.
Beautiful Creatures was trying to do the YA thing like Twilight.
I like Beautiful Creatures.
Me too. Too bad, because you didn't get no more.
I know. They weren't that beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful creatures? No, creature.
Yeah. But I will tell you this. I never had a problem with Dr. Jekyll coming in here and running because he's a Nick Fury ripoff. The whole Prodigium or whatever is a Shield ripoff. But so what? You know, Martin already brought it up. I don't mind them bringing these creatures and icons together if they can do it creatively, because it's already been done. You pointed out the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the book, not the movie,
right?
Because that movie's bullshit,
right?
But the book was the same thing, man, pretty much. You know, they brought Invisible Man, Dr. Jekyll together, and then they brought some other literary characters
Mina
together.
from Dracula, Alan Quartermain, who was the original Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and what's his name from the whale, the Moby Dick?
Captain
Ahab. Ahab.
Did they? Because Captain Nemo.
Oh, it's Captain Nemo. Okay, well, so what I know, I don't read. But they brought all those characters together and they did it. It worked in the book. You can do it if you can do it creatively. So I don't think it's silly. I thought that there's a lot of promise here. This concept of bringing these monsters together is not working for me. You know, this could have been unique, but it is not.
It doesn't feel organic. That's the biggest thing. Like with Marvels, they kind of slid into it. You're like, oh, we got a universe. This one is like, no, you're having this universe. It's like, no, I don't want it.
They end up doing the bad things that we criticize these movies for.
Sure.
Like at the end, blowing up a city and nobody saying anything about it. Like, how the fuck are you going to have a sandstorm tearing out 20 blocks? Not just a sandstorm, but you have a sandstorm with a fucking face on it. Yeah. You know, the police can get you. You can identify that cloud. And how you gonna do that? And nobody says anything about it. Nobody mentions it. This secret organization that's trying to keep it secret from people. We never follow up with it. It kills about 50 people.
Well, that'll be in the next movie, and Batman will be really upset about it.
No, it'll be Frankenstein who's mad.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say Captain Britain. Yeah, Frankenstein. Even Tom Cruise cannot run fast enough to not get shredded by all that.
Well, maybe Tom Cruise can, but not everybody else.
No, nobody else.
Cast him as the Flash.
I told you, there's bits of glass talking about.
I'm gonna get you, bitch.
That white boy can run.
You better run.
Why don't you get him? Why don't you? You know, no, if it ain't getting him, it's got other people.
Yeah.
It's killed other people, and yet we callously neglect all that, and they just do it just so they can do an homage to the 1999 Mummy where they had a face in that too,
which was cool and original. I was like, all right, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
not in this one.
The biggest thing with this is that as you said, it's fake. The moment that Dark Universe logo came up, you just kind of roll your eyes.
And the audience laughed.
The audience laughed. Because everybody was like, you ain't got shit.
That was so beautiful. It was like Universal. We're like, all right, Dark Universe. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I've never seen a movie lose people so fast. The movie hadn't even started. We're on the logos, and everyone's like, no, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, that logo came up, and everybody knew you ain't got no fucking universe. The only thing that's dark is you, because you can't see shit that's going on right now. It feels like it's a rush job. It's too many cooks in that script, and it's too much potential that's lost. And I think it's poor, because I'm like you, man. There's some things in here that I really did like that people are complaining about. I love that scene with Dr. Jekyll about to whoop Tom Cruise's ass right here. You know, come here, motherfucker.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
Yeah. It was a silly scene because the setup for it was really bad, because he just happened to walk in Dr. Jekyll's office when he was having an episode, you know, and it was just the way to show like, hey, look what y'all want to see Mr. Hyde. Well, here he is. Yeah. You couldn't wait. You couldn't wait until the next movie.
No.
Well, plus it's like, really, Jekyll, you don't prepare that any better than that each time?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you just
His injections.
You're talking to people like, oh, fuck, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah. Hold on.
Shit,
let me load them in here one by one.
Yeah.
I'm sweating.
That's like needing an EpiPen and having to put the medicine in the EpiPen. Like, no, it should be there already.
Yeah. You don't have that preloaded?
My sugar acting up. Yeah. Give me my shot.
Hold on.
Shit.
I need 30 seconds to load it.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm like having a seizure.
Yeah. Motherfucker, you knew it was time to take your shot. Why you want to have a conference call right now?
He gets off on edging and see if he can do it or not.
It's a new personal best.
And Tom Cruise tried. That's one of the things I love about this scene too. Tom Cruise tries to be a badass. He's like, yeah, I ain't giving this shit to you. And he said, you better hand that shit over.
I'm Gladiator, motherfucker.
Yeah. Tom Cruise like, take it. Tom Cruise is funny, man, in this. I really like it, which is another thing that disappoints me. It's not even an enthusiastic rental. It is just a rental, man. I I did have expectations for this, and they were not met, but they went lower than I thought they would.
Yeah, man, this is just a weird movie for me. I do like certain aspects of it. I do like some of the action scenes. The fight with Tom Cruise and Mr. Hyde is dope. The airplane crash is cool, and the we just named the other one. What was the other one? The van crash was pretty cool, but outside of that, this movie just shifts tone so much that I get whiplash, and it
treats you like you in that van, right?
Exactly. This movie is
a comedy. It's a horror movie. It's an action movie.
Yeah, this movie is everywhere, man. The only things that are preventing me from giving this to someone bullshit are those action scenes that I did enjoy. So yeah, this is a flat rental for me.
Yeah. What about you, sir?
I'm surprised because you seem way angrier about it than I am. But I think I'm giving this a lower rating. Okay. Because I agree with the things that you liked. I liked that plane crash. I liked the van crash. Tom Cruise has some really funny moments here and there. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean for me, where it's like, it didn't make me angry, but would I honestly say, yeah, you should rent this? No, just skip it. Some old bullshit.
All right. I totally understand. I'm going to say, I was sitting next to Martin, and I heard him laugh a few times. I'm not trying to say what you're gonna give it, but I'm just gonna make I'm just gonna say I feel like a matinee is coming up.
Shit, I'm going rental.
Okay,
I'm going rental.
Right. What you think, Eric?
I think he's gonna go rental.
Okay, you know me a long time. I watched the movie and I just wasn't hating it. I kept finding things I like, and I was like, you know what? It's a matinee. There's enough fun stuff here. Till about the halfway point.
The stinger! The stinger!
What a twist! I ain't gonna lie, I had some disappointment inside. I'm like, oh.
That ending was some old bullshit of the highest order. I mean, it was like you're trying to start a franchise, and you're telling me right now, you spend the last 10 minutes of the movie telling me about this franchise you're about to start, and yet instead of showing me exactly how you're going to do it, you just faded out. You just went off.
And I gotta say, it felt like an 8-year-old wrote that last half.
It did.
Yes, it did.
It did. It was some TV movie shit. And it's like it's a TV movie where they expect to get another movie, but you can tell they're not going to get another one.
Yeah.
So ultimately, the math works out to a rental, just a flat rental. It's almost a low rental, but there's and the thing is, I think a lot of the action is really good. I just wish I could see it because it's shot at night and you're watching it with 3D glasses. So I was like, man, the little bit I can tell looks like it's awesome, but I can't see it. Do not see this movie in 3D.
No. I really did want to like it. I've tried to go through it over and over again. Shit, y'all, I don't know what y'all gonna do now because y'all right out the gate fucked up. I don't know. Y'all might as well take those monster serials and just reboot it with them.
Yeah.
well, look, DC just had Wonder Woman. They could still do that with
Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Didn't Man of Steel make like $700 million?
This has got to make
money. You think
money
that's gonna
first.
make sense?
Oh yeah.
Man of Steel has delusional people who like it. I don't think this is going to have that.
True.
They will.
Think?
Yeah.
Scientologists, maybe.
She fine. Yeah. Maybe Scientologists.
Yeah, they did so great with Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That movie's good, too.
Exactly.
And some dude's gonna be looking at this like, she fine as hell. I don't give a fuck. You know, so.
Her dead bird decorations.
What are those doing in there?
They just there. They hanging out.
Yeah,
waiting their turn.
That movie has almost as many grackles as Austin.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
Oh shit. Sorry, people. You know, hey, go see it for yourself. You know, don't ask me to go with you.
Or listen to us.